shout out to my girl Epic Treasure. And what assessment is true? This could have saved Concord. You see? That right there could have been the saving grace. But this is what they put out. Man, you're bugging.
Yeah.
Concordia, Concordia, God shed his grace on thee. Well, it would seem our favorite anime studio has finally shut down for good. I know I'm not clickbaiting you. I know how annoyed you guys can be. You won't shut up about Concord. I'm sorry, but when you're the greatest failure in video game history, it's not so easy to stop talking about you, especially if you're coming from Sony. Because most people don't expect dear old PlayStation to be the one to have published one of the most unsuccessful games in history, to the point that it's literally breaking records. Concord, the game that took 8 years to make and $400 million, was shut down in 8 days, and most people like me were expecting Sony to bring it back as free-to-play, but it would seem, thanks to videos like mine, Sony said, you know what, no. Not only are we gonna keep Concord dead, but we're gonna make everybody who made this game put all their office supplies in a box and ship them out. Attach a pink slip, call it good. The news is true, everybody reported on it, but I felt like dragging my ass to it because my Mr. Matty Plays video is doing too good for some reason. Views I don't deserve, but hey, I love you for it anyway. Hey, don't tell people I said that. I have a reputation to keep intact. I don't want people to think I'm nice. Just like Sony did not want people to think they were such good guys. Sony really said, it's time we shut down another studio because journalists aren't going to doom and gloom on it like they do with Xbox. The news comes from Herman Holst himself. So it hurts because Concord was his baby. Concord was everything he put his faith into. And now he has to be the one to bury it and cremate the studio and spread the ashes over there at PlayStation headquarters. Man, what I would give to have had a filming crew tape the last month of the studio's existence. I want to know what this studio's morale was like in its final hours. I could imagine everybody was at each other's throats. Oh God, I could already see the HR lady being like, everybody calm down, okay? Nobody's jobs are on the line here, okay? Now, for all we know, when Sony fired their asses, they probably sent them out the door with a box of Jim Ryan thank you cookies. You know what? I don't really agree with the sentiment online. I truly believe FireWalk Studios was a talented development team. They really were. I mean, how else is it possible to fumble over $400 million? Like that? It takes some real talent to just lose all of that funding and come out with this. To mismanage money to that degree is impressive. I don't even think EA or Ubisoft has done that yet. To be able to even make characters as atrocious and ugly as the ones in Concord, yeah, that takes some sort of special mind born with special needs. It's absolutely crazy how Sony acquired this studio and then 12 months later, they have to shut down that studio for costing them everything. It really puts into question, what does Sony value from game development teams? What are they trying to advocate for? And what's the roadmap? We know they have more upcoming live service slop like this. Who is responsible? Who can I yell at for this? Not Jim Ryan, he's gone. What I fully blame is Sony's DEI initiative that they've quadrupled down on. A studio like FireWalk that had nothing to show for its entire existence is not a studio that ever deserved to be purchased for $200 million. Well, first they weren't actually purchased for $200 million. No, I mean, the investments that go into it after you purchase them, I include that crap. The best way to ever really gauge Sony's investment is to include it in one big bill so you can see how much faith was put behind it. Because let me tell you something, Sony did not put that faith behind Astro Bot with the budget. And that right there is what I would argue to be one of the greatest games this generation so far. It's excellent, and it only costs like $50 to $75 million to make. Or, Helldivers 2, another smash hit from Sony that's excellent and sold like hotcakes. That was only like $50 to $100 million to produce. You notice a trend here, Sony? Well, evidently you don't, because Herman Holst was the one who had to announce to everybody what was going on. So let's have a read at that.
An update from PlayStation Studios. Dear team, today I want to share some important updates from Sony Interactive Entertainment's Studio Business Group. We consistently evaluate our games portfolio and status of our projects to ensure we are meeting near and long-term business priorities. As part of our ongoing efforts to strengthen SIE's studio business, we have to make a difficult decision relating to two of our studios, Neon Koi and FireWalk Studios. Expanding beyond PlayStation devices and crafting engaging online experiences alongside our single-player games are key focal areas. For us, as we evolve our revenue streams, we need to be strategic, though, in bringing our games to new platforms and recognize when our games fall short of meeting player expectations.
Sorry. That bong rip went the wrong path. What was that? We need to be strategic, though, in bringing our games to new platforms. I wonder what that means. We know exactly what that means. Oh my god. We know Herman ain't talking about PC. That is not a new platform for Sony. They've been publishing on PC for some years now, and mobile. What does new platform mean? Could that mean Xbox and Switch? It absolutely does. 100%. Oh my god, the salt this is going to create. Evidence like, the new Lego Horizon game coming to the Nintendo Switch. Examples like that just further validates everything I've been saying, and that's that Sony's also going to take a third-party publisher approach, like Microsoft. Because in this current economy, this current market, you cannot really afford to not be publishing games everywhere. Times are changing. Sony and Microsoft will not be able to grow solely sustaining one consumer base. No matter what console fanboys tell you, I always said it was gonna end up like this. And what did they tell me in return? They say, get out of here, PC cook. You know nothing. I've been gaming since the Atari. To me, it's quite amazing to be gaming for all of those years and have absolutely zero wisdom to shed. Console fanboys, especially the PlayStation guys, are so delusional. They really think Sony's gonna run an empire entirely funded solely off of PlayStation dudes. That's not feasible in 2024. Herman Hulst is legitimately telling all his employees, hey, if we're gonna publish on Xbox and Nintendo and PC, our games can't be this bad. That's what he's saying. Because what else are the other new platforms? You tell me.
While mobile remains a priority growth area for the studio business, we are in the early stage of our mobile efforts. To achieve success in this area, we need to concentrate on titles that are in line with PlayStation Studios' pedigree and have the potential to reach more players globally. With this refocused approach, Neon Koi will close and its mobile action game will not be moving forward. I want to express my gratitude to everyone at Neon Koi for their hard work and endless passion to innovate. Regarding FireWalk, as announced in early September, certain aspects of Concord were exceptional, but others did not land with enough players, and as a result, we took the game offline. We have spent considerable time these past few months exploring all our options. After much thought, we have determined the best path forward is to permanently sunset the game and close the studio. I want to thank all of FireWalk for their craftsmanship, creative spirit, and dedication. The PvP first-person shooter genre is a competitive space that's continuously evolving, and unfortunately, we did not hit our targets with this title. We will take the lessons learned from Concord and continue to advance our live service capabilities to deliver future growth in this area. I know none of this is easy news to hear, particularly with colleagues and friends departing SIE. Both decisions were given serious thought, and ultimately, we feel they are the right ones to strengthen the organization. Neon Koi and FireWalk are home to many talented individuals, and we will work to find replacement for some of those impacted within our global community of studios where responsible. I am a big believer in the benefits of embracing creative experimentation and developing new IP. However, growing through sustainable financials, especially in a challenged economic environment, is critical. While today is a difficult day, there is much to look forward to in the months ahead from the Studio Business Group and our teams. I remain confident that we are building a resilient and capable organization driven by creating unforgettable entertainment experiences for our players. Thank you for your continued support.
You know, word of advice, Herman, maybe next time don't cheerlead for a video game that looks, sounds, and is developed by people like this. Maybe putting all your money behind a studio that calls gamers talentless freaks who are now rightfully dancing on the grave. Yeah, maybe that's not a good idea. Maybe it's time to return to your roots. Maybe it's time to start marketing the PlayStation brand like you did during the PS3 era. Maybe you could dust off IPs that, actually have fan bases already that you refuse to touch. Everything going on here is deserved. Bad games do not deserve to succeed. And I witnessed that happen a lot. So to witness it not happen for once, give me a big old Kool-Aid smile, as BG would say. Oh, I'm learning to develop an evil villain laugh. I'll get better at it. But you know who won't get better? FireWalk Studios. They don't got that good old PlayStation trust fund baby money to produce another piece of slop or make more fat characters and jackets the most important bit of news here is Sony shutting down 2 studios. Now, if this was Microsoft, whoo boy, Microsoft can't even get away with letting go of their shitty studios. They get entire ass articles written about how they are a tech conglomerate gobbling up the industry. Meanwhile, Sony was here gobbling up studios and producing some of the worst content imaginable. To be Herman Hulst, the guy who advocated so hard for this, and have to be the one to inform everybody that your stinky ass project is being shut down alongside the studio, it makes him look bad. Doesn't put much faith from the company into this guy. Going forward, hopefully Sony doesn't give him the checkbook anymore. Those are some seriously awful investments. But hey, rest in piss, Concord. Thank you for all the attention you brought to my channel and all the video ideas that I came up with just off of you. I'm glad to know we can finally shut up about it and move on. That being said, like, comment, share, and subscribe if you so choose to. See you in the next video.
Free Congo sucks ass.